My name is Stella Portillo. I've lived here since 1969. There is so much pollution in this area that we don't need any more warehouses. I know it's just all politics and money. That last meeting we had a lot of lawyers that came in and the builders and all in their suits, and it was just like 5 of us that were there to fight against this. And it's like, wow. Yeah, but you still have to speak up. There's so many children in this area that already have asthma. There's certain times in the daytime where when the wind changes, we get all the fumes from the freeway or from Ediwanda where the diesels are going through. And I have to come in because you can just smell the fumes, so I have to close the door and the windows, and when that wind changes, then I can go back out. There has been some people that have said, well, why don't you move out? Well, we don't have the money to move out, just pick up and leave. We've been here so many years. My children grew up here, and I'm a widow, and it's not easy.
There's 278 asthmatics on campus. That becomes such a large population, it's almost norm, when they run their miles in PE. I receive air quality alerts from the county through the public health nurse, and they'll put out their alerts on a daily basis if it's just a standard alert, so that asthmatics can stay inside depending on the extent of the alert. Sometimes they have to stay inside altogether. Sometimes it's just not to participate in any running or heavy exertion. We've had multiple days where asthmatics or students with respiratory problems are to sit out.
My name is Charles Lanatua, and I've been here since 1974. Well, then it was hardly any traffic around, and the air was clean. And since the traffic got worse and worse and worse, since they started building those warehouses, and of course the air got polluted also. Yeah. I remember somebody saying that if we don't allow the housing, someday we were going to be surrounded with big buildings, and apparently is what happened. They started building one and then another, and by dozens back here you can see how many we have now. And the house is so close, it's about, you can throw a rock and you can easy reach to it. Their backyard is right there. A couple of times a week they have to hose down their cement because it's black with that truck fumes, Trees die in my backyard. A dark frost gets on top of the branches, and little by little that kills them. We are very few here, and there's a lot of money involved out there. So, like they say, money talks, so probably it's going to be hard to beat that. My brother told me, why don't you move to Mira Loma? It's nice here, it's a country, I come from the country myself, and I really liked it then. There was a bunch of dairies and farms around here, and vineyards, yeah, so it was very nice. Actually, if I was alone, I'd probably leave, but when you have family, it's not easy to go someplace else,
They assume that because these communities are communities of color, they have no resource to fight these issues. And that's where CCAJ comes in. Just to touch it and feel it in your backyard or on the furniture, on your windows, and you look at it and know that that's the stuff that you're breathing and that's what your lungs look like, is really frightening. Many of their health problems, such as the asthma, the bronchitis, the lung infections, cancers in the community. I think this community should be given a lot of credit You know, they don't like to boast about themselves. They don't like to say too much. But this community has been able to fight off these warehouses for the last 4 years. And they did it through petitions. They did it through testimony. They had gone around and taken donations for 2 big banners in the front of the entrance to this community. You know, sometimes I think they don't take enough credit for what they've done, but they've been troopers. They've been struggling. You know, they've been 100%, and they continue. The frustration is there. I know it. I see it in their eyes after some of these meetings, and we look at each other and we hug each other and we say, you know, this isn't it. It's not over. And they look at me and they go, oh, okay, you know, and they continue, and they're heroes. Actual heroes.